Hi, this is Keshav. In previous video we saw how we can create Azure Cosmos account in Azure portal. In this video let's see how we can create database inside the Cosmos account, create containers, and also we'll see how we can add items to the container. Alright, this is again a part of Azure Data Engineer certification. Please do subscribe for more videos from my side on Azure Data Engineer certification, Power BI and machine learning. Alright, let's get started. Let's see how we can go ahead and create the database. Alright, so I already logged into Azure portal here. I'm gonna use same account that I created as part of previous video. Let's go ahead and add database and containers to that. When you logged in to the portal, and if you have already resource created over there, you can go ahead and use same resource. So all resources you could see down here. There is a test Cosmos DB account that I created. So let me open that account. So left hand side you could see there are a lot of blades available here. Okay, so out of these blades, if you come all the way down here, monitoring, it is a very big contributor for lab questions mostly. Okay, you can expect most of the lab questions from monitoring. Creating alerts, creating metrics, setting up logs for monitoring purpose. Okay, that is very big contributor. We'll see in future videos how we can create the alerts and logs, and also we'll see how we can create metrics. Alright, as of now let's go ahead and create a database. So for that you need to go to Data Explorer blade. Under that you could see it's currently it is empty. Now we can go ahead and create a database and containers. Alright, here we have option to create a database separately and later create containers inside that. Alright, let me go ahead and create container here. These are mandatory fields. Let's go ahead and complete all these mandatory fields. The first field is we need to create database. I'm gonna give database name as DemoDB. Alright, let me create DemoDB. If you have already existing database, you can make use of it, but I don't have any database as of now. Let me create new database. If you come down, there is option here to select the provision for our database. What is meant by throughput here? Throughput is nothing but the performance. Okay, it includes CPU, memory and IOs. Okay, the throughput will be measured as RUs. Those are request units. Okay, how many request units you need for your database to get the optimized performance. So those many RUs you can go ahead and add. The smallest number which is available at database level is 400 RUs. Let me go ahead with 400 RUs. It's just only demo purpose, right? So let's not worry about that. So I'm going add with smallest number, that is 400 RUs. Alright, if you come down here, so in there you need to give your container name. I'm gonna give as employee. I'm gonna create a container called employee here. Okay, I just given container name. Then down here there is indexing option. By default it's automatic. Okay, if you want to off automatic indexing, of course you can go ahead and off that. So this indexing tells how items will be indexed inside your container. Alright, so let me go ahead with automatic option. Now here partition key. This is a little bit sticky wicket in Cosmos DB. This is very important. You have to be very careful while the key that you are selecting for your partitioning, that's very important. So I'm not going deep into that. Let's see in next video what are the best practices for selecting a partition key. So as of now I'm gonna use department as partition key. Okay, and now down here there is one option, analytical store. So this is mainly if you want to use your Cosmos DB data for near real-time analytics, you can go ahead and enable this option. By default it's off as of now. Let's not worry about that. Now here down there is option to add unique keys if you want. This will help developers to maintain data integrity inside your container. Alright, I'm not adding any unique keys. Let's not worry about that. We given values to all required fields. I hope this is fine. Now let's say okay. There will be database created. Inside that there will be employee container also will be added. The container is equivalent to table in SQL. Okay, Next we'll see how we can add items. Those are equivalent to rows in SQL table. Okay, alright, if you expand database, there is option here, the scale. We selected smallest RUs number here, 400. If you want to go for auto scaling, of course you can go ahead. As of now it's manual. Let's not go for auto scaling. If you go for auto scaling, it's based on your load. Okay, so if load is high, your system might decide to add more RUs. Those will be added. Alright, so I'm going ahead with manual option as of now, going ahead with the smallest number, that's 400. Alright, there is a container here. If you go to container, inside you could see items, but as of now there are no any items added, it's empty. Let's go ahead and add item. Cosmos account that I created is with SQL API. Okay, I selected SQL API for that. So as you all know that, and also I spoke about that in previous video also, Cosmos DB is a multi-model database because it supports many APIs. Okay, it supports many APIs. Each API has got different functionalities, and the data stored in each API is completely different. So as it supports multiple APIs, so we can call it as a multi-model database, and also we can call it as a JSON database because the data inside the Cosmos DB will be stored in the form of JSON. Alright, that's why we can call it as a JSON database as well. Alright, let's go ahead and add the items. How do we add the items? There is option here to add item. Alright, say new item. When you click on new item, by default it will open to add the data with JSON script. Alright, you all might be knowing that what is JSON and how we can create JSON queries to load the data, but still let me make few pointers regarding JSON. Okay, as you all know that JSON is nothing but JavaScript object notation. Okay, it's lightweight and easy to write and read, and it's easy to integrate with most of the languages. Okay, let's see what are the different data types being supported by JSON. Alright, I have already listed out here. Yeah, JSON supports string data. String will be given within double quotes, so it supports string data, and it supports number, and JSON also supports boolean data that will be either true or false, and it supports nulls. That means it stores null value as well. It won't throw any error if you enter null value, and it supports arrays as well. So arrays will be represented with square brackets. Alright, I mean you can create arrays with arrays for numbers, and also you can create arrays for string as well. Alright, and also it supports objects. Okay, object will be represented with this flower bracket. JSON supports even object as well. Alright, okay, fine, let's go ahead and create item. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create ID as EMP01, name I'm gonna add it as, let's not worry about the data I'm entering, let's give some some value ABC. Okay, then department, sorry, it should be colon. Alright, once we create key and value, enter the value, then next key and value will be separated by commas. Alright, so this is key here and value, this is key and respective value. Alright, now I'm gonna say department SC department. Okay, I'm gonna add one more field, is programmer. Okay, alright, as is programmer, I'm gonna say true, that is boolean. Okay, next I'm gonna create one array here for contact details. Let me say contacts. It includes both mobile number as well as email address. Okay, I'm gonna enter his contact, this mobile number, and I'm gonna say email address, it's string, right? So abc@mail.com. Alright, now comma, so address, for address I'm gonna create object here. Let me create object. Object will be represented with the flower bracket. Country name ABC. Alright, comma, state, I'm gonna give it as ABC state, city, alright, that's enough. Okay, this is last field, so we no need to put comma after this. Okay, alright, now I'm gonna save. Once you save, let's see what changes we can observe here. So there is ID and name, department, either is programmer, true, contacts is contact details, that is, it includes mobile number and email address, and then address that includes country, state, city. Alright, if you could see down here, there are some defaults fields created. Let's not worry about them now. Okay, there is one item added. You could see here. Let me expand a little bit. There is employee 01. Okay, so I'm going to add one more item. So for that, what I can do, I can create JSON script again, but let me copy and say new item. I'm going to just paste a whole JSON query here. Let me remove this default fields, let them create when we save it. Okay, so I'm gonna change ID as EMP02. You can't have duplicates here. If you try saving it, it will throw error. Alright, so EMP02, I'm gonna just save. For these fields, of course you can have duplicates, that's not an issue, but I'm gonna have different value. Is from sales department. Alright, he is from sales department and he is not programmer. Let's make it false. Alright, let me make it his mobile number and his email ID is this, and country DB state, DB country, DB state, and DB city. Alright, I'm gonna save it. Yes, it's been saved. There is one more item added for the container. Alright, so if you come down, yeah, you could see there are default fields created as well. Alright, this is how how we can create database inside your Cosmos DB account, and how we can create container, and how we can add items to the container. Alright, okay, now how do you pull the data from container? Alright, in case if you want to update value for any of the fields of specific item, how we can do that? Okay, let me show you that how we can update it. So for example, I want to update mobile number for employee 01. Okay, currently it is 77, right, something. Now I'm gonna update this to 9. I selected that item, so I went to that field, just I updated. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just say update. So before it was save option, now as we are updating existing item, so the option you could see now update. So let's go ahead and update it. Now if you go to employee 02 888 and employee 01, it's 999. It's been updated. Alright, this is how we can update the data inside your item. Alright, now so if you want to pull the data from container, there is option here, go for new SQL query. There is query window opened. So by default it will be creating the query like this: select star from C. C means container or collection, we can say. Alright, so you can execute that, you will get the data. So there are two items we added, those two items been pulled here. Alright, okay, so I'm not going deep into that querying part now. We'll see in future videos how we can apply where conditions, how we can group the data. So a lot of things we can do, so that we will see in future videos. As of now, let's not worry about that.